Okay, good morning. I'm just gonna do a muck around flight on a 737 from Cairns to Gold Coast. The stuff I got on the screen is the program that kind of brings a career mode on Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I mean, I think you can use it for 2024 too, but on 2024 they have their own career mode. I played a little bit. I mean, anyway, I think this program is probably the best to simulate a airline pilot's schedule and flights. I'm sure there are other products from other companies, but I bought this like 3 years ago. Never really played it until recently. As you can see, I'm currently working for Bonza Air, like a low-cost regional airline. Used to exist before COVID crisis. I think they went bankrupt. And if you can have a look, I'm currently a senior first officer. If you see, my experience is 5,500 points. I need another 5,000 points to get promoted to captain. I'll show you a little bit. Where can I see it? If I go to like community screen, I think it will show like the top 500 in wealth. Ex-pilot MX, he's got 691,000. And if you look at the experienced top 500 pilot named Captain Anonymous, he's got 482,000 experience points. I've only got 5,000, so long way to go. They might have, I think I bought the program as soon as it came out, pretty much, but never really did any flight on it until recently. Show you another thing. Yeah, like if you go to job market, see there's like so many airlines. I think they're all real. Some of them don't exist anymore. So some of them only exist in the game. If you filter by the airline rating, this is all 5-star rated airlines. As you can see, we have Air Canada, France, New Zealand, All Nippon Airways, American, Asiana, Austrian, British, Cathay Pacific, Delta, Emirates, FedEx Express. So pretty much all the big airlines you know, KLM, Japan Airlines, Korean Air, Lufthansa, Qantas, Qatar Airways, Singapore Airlines. And then if you say press information button, it will show a map with all the route they fly, all the aircrafts they have. So Qantas owns 75 Boeing 737-800s. Yeah, so they've only got 2 747-400 left. they own 9 Airbus 380s. Like this data might not be current. And then have all the routes they fly. Qantas 1 is WSSS. Funny how they got 2 different flights with the same flight number, flying totally different. That's a bit weird. Anyway, and then you can apply for the job in the company. But usually what happens is, see here, I applied for Singapore Airlines and I got rejected. Usually whatever you do, I think you usually get rejected. Yeah, you get like job offers every now and then, and if you like it, you can just sign it and then you fly for that airline. If you look at my logbook, that's what happened. When I first started, I was flying for Air Niugini. How many? 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. I did 7 flights at Air Niugini. So virtually after a week, I received an offer from Fiji Airways. Did like 13 flights at Fiji Airways, flying out of Nadi, between Sydney, Nadi and Melbourne, Nadi and that's Port Moresby, Nadi, Brisbane, Nadi, Adelaide, so Brisbane, Nadi, yeah, so between Fiji and Australia I flew many hours, and then after another week I received offer from Bonza. Ever since that I just kept on staying at Bonza so I can fly Australian routes for a while until I can work for Qantas. I don't want to work for Qantas later on, I think Bonza will give me enough chance to fly all the domestic route, and when I become a captain or get enough experience point, I want to say work for some country, or I could go to an American country and fly American domestic, or go to a European country to fly like a medium routes between European countries. I bet that might be fun. Like when I first started playing Flight Simulator, I was a part of a virtual airline called Noble Air, and they had like hubs all around the world, but mainly all the flights were within America. And I was based at San Francisco, so I flew many routes around America. Not that I remember anything right now, so maybe for something different and fun, if I can get hired by any European countries, I'll go there and fly Europe. Anyway, at the moment I've only got so little experience. Happy to fly around Australia. Unfortunately, Bonza's was based at Sunshine Coast, I believe. So all my flights been all like mostly around Queensland on the East Coast. I've done this Cairns to Gold Coast flight many times. flew to Melbourne a few times. It gets repetitive after a while, but I suppose even if you work for an airline, you probably fly the same route every now and then, or mostly. I had a friend who was working for ANA in Japan as a flight attendant. Yeah, they pretty much have a set schedule. You always fly the same international route because you're part of a team that flies it. I think same goes for the pilot. So enough talking. Go back to the if you go to like shop screen, you can buy some stuff like training. They will give you bonus experience points. I've already bought 2 of them to spend 5,000 on it. And you can buy items to increase your income. If you look at it, you spend 500,000 and get extra 50% money. But as you can see, my pay rate is at $58.27. I think I got paid like $40 at Air Niugini. And because you only get paid for actual time you spend on the flight, I usually use time compression because I don't want to watch boring cloud for 2-4 hours before I start descending and land. So like, you know, if you remember, I spent 5,000 and I got 2,400 in the bank. So far I've earned, and actually I was given some money at the start, can't remember, 5,000 or 2,500, something like that. I don't think I've earned that much, that's all I'm trying to say. Maybe my logbook shows it doesn't show the money I got paid. Anyway, I think at max I probably got paid 5,000 in those 3 weeks. Like my weekly wage, if I remember correctly, I can probably look at the email I got. $200 or $400. You know, sometimes I spend a lot of time flying. Oh yeah, see? Last week I got paid 222. Week before $600. And where is the salary? Yeah, $300. 194. Yeah, so you get the idea. If I be here like really fly the full time, maybe I'll get paid. So I think yep, that's it. I started off with 5,000. So but from that 5,000 you're meant to buy if you buy here aircraft license. I bought a 737 to paid 2,500 for it. I don't own any other license, but this license give you the access for routes that use 737s, but you're free to fly any other aircraft. So you fly the 737 route using, say, Airbus 320 or 380, 340, whatever you like. You can fly Boeing 747s. I mean, they don't have any restrictions, but you can only get a schedule that is based on whatever license you hold. You can see my scheduled all based on 373 800 max, but I'm only using normal 737 800, not max. So okay, enough chit chatting. Maybe I can show you my Navigraph. Screen, yeah, probably. Enlarge it a little bit. Yeah, this is like a Navigraph. So at the moment I've got the flight that's gonna happen on my screen from Cairns to Gold Coast, and down here I can click on the thing. It will go to the Cairns aerogram, the aerodrome chart. I can add, like, not sure if I'm flying any seat. Maybe not. Let me just, where is it? Okay. Actually, I haven't got the chat screen. Seat. Obviously, you don't need any of these programs to fly in the simulator, but like everything's just a bit more convenient to plan the flight and just yeah, I don't think I'm flying any SID or standard departure or standard arrival routes. That's why I've only got like 2 charts pinned down here. I can look at the Gold Coast. If I look, it should show. No, it should show my, actually, because I haven't loaded up in the sim. I'll just load up. I got it loaded before and then my flight simulator crashed. I hope it doesn't happen again. Sometime, I think most of the times the ATC program, beyond ATC, will crash my flight simulator. I'm pretty sure it's the ATC program, because if I fly without it, I never crash. Okay, just I'll just load up in one of the domestic gates at Cairns, gate 24. I'll be using real time, real weather. Yep, you see the triangle appeared on my map. That's my current location. If I click on the chart, it will show my location on the chart. If you have a look, I think today weather, we're gonna listen to ATC soon, but Cairns, the wind is 1909 knots, so I'll be taking off from runway 15. So I expect to, I mean, think of it as a part of like a taxi brief. So I expect to taxi via Charlie 3, Bravo, Bravo 2, backtrack runway 15 for takeoff. Okay, so you get the idea. So when I push back, my nose will have to face, they're gonna say something like north, northwest, but I think of it as left hand side. So I'll plan my pushback that way. Enough looking at the Navigraph, so that's just basically it. One of the airways it finds automatically. Whether this is same as the actual flight in the real flight or not, I don't care. Let's get back to the simulator screen. Okay, at the moment I'm at the gate, everything's turned off, cold and dark is what they call it, what they say. So I turn on the battery power, and I can also close this. I should have the ground power connected already, so I turn the ground power on. And I can turn the passenger lights on, no smoking and seatbelt. After this, I meant to, let me have a look at the checklist. Yeah, you've done like the exterior checks and that, but I don't do that on the simulator. On Flight Simulator 2024, you can actually walk around the actual plane and tick all the stuff, but okay, I just start from the cabin. I can't do that feature. I don't have the feature on 2020. I can sort of walk around it, but it's gonna take me so long because the feature is not built into 2020. I've got the position light on steady, which is good. And then emergency lights armed and covered. This is the one. Seatbelt auto, no smoking on. And then I can load my flight using my electronic flight bag. Yeah, using Navigraph. SimBrief is part of Navigraph's dispatch program. Makes it so easy. If you can see, once I plan my flight in SimBrief, I can just import it into this and then go to my FMC. Okay. Since I got ground power, I'll just initiate my position. ARS system. Normally it takes like few minutes, or I don't know, depends on the aircraft, but I have it set so it kind of be instantaneous. So I click this position, enter into the position, and my initial position is set, so the map loads up. I go to FMC, route, flight plan, and then I can request that same flight plan. It will automatically adjust my payload and fuel. So if you can see, origin Cairns, YBCS, destination Gold Coast, YBCG. Okay, uplink is ready. I press load and my route is loading. my flight number is Bonza 1606. Activate and execute. So it's loaded. Go perfect in it. Even these numbers I can request, and wait a little bit. It will say load, change to load, one of these buttons. Okay, press load. All the numbers loaded. My CG, zero fuel weight, reserve, cost index, cruise altitude is flight level 330. Is it? Sometimes I import the thing and the flight level don't line up together. I think I was planned for flight level 350, so actually I have to execute it before. I'll change flight level to 350, and I have to tell that level to my SimBit world thing, so it knows when I'm cruising. The SimBit world tracks all my flight, scores me accordingly. If I go back to SimBit Live, if I show my last flight, they have like weekly event. I can fly for double the experience bonus. So I just flew one this morning from London to Amsterdam, and if I click on I here, this screen doesn't show up on YouTube. Maybe I can import it. Give me a sec. Window capture. Nope. Yeah. How can I? I might have to take a screenshot because I can't actually import. Okay, and then I can show image. What? Sometimes this let me get the screenshot ready. Yeah. Yeah, so basically this is what I get after each flight. And as you can see, it scores me accordingly. Unfortunately, for this flight, I didn't lose any points, so I got 400, and I got 160.8 experience after all the bonuses. And if you forgot to turn on the light, turn off the light somewhere, you lose 1 point here and there. If you do a hard landing, maybe you lose up to 7 or 8 points. So stuff like that. I mean, so it just makes you, be on the game, try to fly perfect all the time. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the flight simulator screen again. That's it. So so in the background, the program simulate my position, what I'm doing, stuff like that. Anyway, let's get back to the flight computer again. takeoff. I think these can be done after having the clearance. I'll just try firing up the Beyond ATC again, and if it crashes my simulator again, I'll have to do the flight without the ATC. It's
Beyond
just
ATC connected.
a little bit more fun. You get the background chatter, you know. I used to do all the ATC calls myself, but too lazy now. I just let my co-pilot, invisible co-pilot, handle that. Can listen to ATIS at Cairns.
Cairns Airport Information Golf 2300 Zulu. Wind 173
Numerous
at
cranes
9.
in operation around
Visibility
Cairns.
6.
Advise
Sky
on
condition,
initial contact you have
1,900
information
feet
Lima.
Scattered 4,900 feet scattered. Temperature 21. Dew point
Cairns
10.
Airport information
Altimeter
Lima.
30.00.
231 Zulu.
Visual runway 15
Wind
in use.
175 at Niner. Visibility 10 miles or more.
Which one's which?
Ceiling 3,200
I've got a-
overcast. 4200 overcast.
Microsoft.
Temperature 21.
Hang on.
Dew point
VFR
18.
aircraft say direction of flight.
QNH1016. Cranes in operation around Cairns. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima. Cairns Airport information Lima. 231 Zulu. Wind 175 at Niner. Visibility 10 miles or more. Ceiling 3,200 overcast. 4200 overcast. Temperature 21. Dew point 18. QNH1016. VFR conditions. Landing and departing runway 15. Transition level 110. Numerous cranes in operation around Cairns. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima.
Okay, that's our ATIS. Our cloud base is at 3,200, so we're gonna be flying through some clouds. I got all I needed, information Lima. I'm expecting runway, what was it, 14? Anyway, I'll change to ground frequency and request IFR clearance to Gold Coast.
Bonza 1606, ready for airways to Gold Coast.
Bonza 1606, Cairns delivery, expect runway 15. Climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors BODAP. Squawk tree.
Expect runway 15. Climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors BODAP. Squawk 3333. Bonza 1606.
Bonza 1606, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.7 when ready for pushback or engine start. Bonza 1606.
Okay, so we got the clearance. In Australia, ATCs don't say readback correct. They just say by acknowledging your call sign. If anything's wrong, they'll ask you to correct it. Otherwise, they just say Bonza 1606, and that means your readback was correct. So we got the clearance, runway 15. Can't remember what was the runway heading, so I'll go back to my chart. I think I can do that here too. Yeah, look at the chart, departure, press airport info. Okay, and then zoom in. Yeah, runway 15, it has had 150, so I put that in here, 150, and okay, initial altitude was 6,000, but I just leave it 10,000. I don't, in a simulator, that dial, you have to turn it forever, and you know, so just reduce my workload. Takeoff flap is at 5 degrees. Our trim setting is 5.12, but if you look here, it's at 3 point something right now, so I'll just spin until I go over 5. Somewhere there will do. 5.12, and departure runway 15 was like a radar vector departure, so won't select any seats. So execute, and then I can enter.
Jetstar 961 at gate 23. Request pushback and engine start.
I think runway 14 is
Jetstar 961 cans ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Choose. I don't really need to choose the right.
Pushback approved. Face west. Jetstar
right
961.
Because it will happen after I get closer and then get weather information or whatever. But just it's good to have something to start, even if I change it later. I'll just finish my legs. So yeah, so squawk 3333 is set, altimeter was set, and my FMC configuration is finished. I got the full leg, departure was entered, and takeoff numbers I got. Let's get back. Yeah, here I get the V speeds loaded up. V2 is 155, so I enter 15520, 175 in my speed, MCP speed, 175. That it's all set, everything's ready. Initial altitude is set, heading set, and trims already
Jetstar
done.
961.
Speed is
Taxi
set.
for departure.
I gotta turn the yaw damper on.
Jetstar 961. Runway 15 taxi via Charlie. Charlie 1, Bravo. Bravo 2.
On. Actually, I meant to have the AP.
Runway 15 taxi via Charlie. Charlie 1, Bravo. Bravo 2, Jetstar 961.
Wait till APU fires up. This EGT gauge will start showing some numbers. There it goes, and I'll get the light here once I get
Velocity
the
776. Ramp 19, request pushback and engine
generation
start.
from the APU. At the moment, we are using ground power.
Velocity 776. Cans ground. Hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. Hold position for traffic. Velocity 776.
Okay.
Velocity 776. Cans
light
ground.
is on.
Pushback approved.
I flick
Face
this,
west.
I flick this, and we are using electricity generated
Pushback
by
and
the
engine start
APU.
approved. Face west. Velocity
And this knob
776.
to select APU gen, and I gotta flick this switch. APU bleed, which will provide like an air conditioning system for the aircraft. Pretty much we use APU power to start our big engines. We got the clearance for departure, everything was set. Let's go back to fuel pump is all on. I can test the crossfeed and the light will dim. Okay, that's good. And I can turn it back off. Crossfeed valve has been tested. Window heat is button switches. We'll turn them on. All green. And anti-ice. We don't need it, but I'll just being lazy.
Velocity 776. Ready to taxi to the active.
Hydraulic pumps all on. And
Velocity 776. Runway 15
cruising
taxi via Charlie.
altitude,
Charlie
flight
1,
level
Bravo.
350,
Bravo 2.
we put it here. Gold Coast Airport is
Runway
21
15
feet
taxi via
high.
Charlie.
We
Charlie 1, Bravo.
TP,
Bravo 2. Velocity 776.
and get down back here. Flight director on. Flight director on for my co-pilot. And I can arm the auto throttle, VNAV,
Jetstar 961.
LNAV.
Contact cans Tower 124.9er.
This
Bye
doesn't
bye.
come on for whatever reasons. Auto brake RTO.
Contact Tower 124.9er. Jetstar 961.
Ready is already set. I just have to get ready for the pushback. I use like a free program. It's a bit buggy, but does the job done. I can plan it like this. We're gonna face left, so that's the position I want. And then let's talk
Rex
to
5423, ramp 11,
ATS.
request pushback and engine start.
Rex 5423. Cans ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Pushback approved. Face south. Rex 5423.
Okay. Ask for pushback clearance.
Bonza 1606. At gate 24, request pushback and engine start. Bonza 1606. Cans ground. Pushback approved. Face southwest.
Okay. Pushback.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest. Bonza
Pushback
1606.
is approved. Set parking brakes on. And talk to the crew.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
I gotta turn off the packs to start the engine, so turn them off. Anti-collision light on. Transponder is already on off.
Velocity 776. Contact cans Tower 124.9er. Contact Tower 124.9er. Velocity 776. Bye bye.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set.
Rex
Lifting the aircraft.
5423, taxi for departure.
We are cleared for start and push.
Rex 5423.
Okay,
Runway
cleared for
15
push
taxi
start.
via Charlie.
Please release
Charlie
parking
1,
brake.
Bravo. Bravo 2.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can
Runway
start the
15
engine
taxi
sequence.
via Charlie.
You will
Charlie
start in
1,
the sequence.
Bravo. Bravo 2, Rex 5423.
Okay, I'm starting my left engine first. I don't know. Different airlines might have different procedures. We wait for N2 to go over 25 now, so I flick the fuel switch. What? Why is it doing this? Something's going on. I don't know why. There's some bug. So many people flying. Wow. It could be AI. I don't know. Okay, once start is finished, this switch flicks to off. I tend to count and then start the right one. Look at N2 numbers building up. Yeah, the reason I'm doing this on the monitor is I don't want to break my neck trying looking at different overhead switches in a VR. It's over 25, so flick the fuel switch again.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Okay.
Parking brake set.
Rex
Parking brake set.
5423.
Lowering aircraft.
Contact cans Tower 124.9. Bye-bye.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may
Contact
disconnect.
Tower
Roger.
124.9.
Good engine
Rex
start. Clear to
5423.
disconnect. See you
Bye-bye.
at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, that starter knob is turned to off, so I turn continue. And we're ready to taxi. Close the screen, talk to ATC.
Bonza 1606. Request taxi.
And I fire
Bonza
up my
1606. Runway 15 taxi via Charlie. Charlie 1,
VR.
Bravo. Bravo 2.
Okay, see you in VR.
Runway 15 taxi via Charlie. Charlie 1, Bravo. Bravo 2, Bonza 1606.
Okay, looks busy, a lot of aircraft taking off. I need to be on ATC screen here in VR. Okay. So just leave it there. We got the taxi clearance. So I get my yoke up. Release parking brake. Actually, I need to set my flaps for takeoff. 5 degrees. And I have to turn the taxi lights on. Then, since I have the engine running, I turn off the APU packs to auto, isolation belt auto, and yep, looks like everything's set. Taxi light is on. I got the clearance. Okay, let's get going. So my taxi Charlie 1 Bravo 2 Charlie, so if they want me to go all the way out before turning onto Bravo, so I just keep following these lines till the end. Jetstar, I can't recognize that one. Qantas Link, Alliance. Another Qantas flight taking off. Sometimes I can see the Bonza aircraft. Unfortunately, I haven't got the livery on my aircraft. I'm just flying default PMBG livery. But like I see the Bonza livery on a traffic. Unfortunately, I don't have one at Cairns right now. Okay, well, the international terminal is all by domestic flights there. Alright. Charlie 1, Charlie 1's over there, or is that Golf? That would be Charlie 1. Right clear, left clear. I think if you fly for airlines in real world, I don't know what happens in a taxiway. Everyone probably fight to get ahead over everyone else. Sometimes you have long queue. It might be really frustrating to get out of the big airports like Sydney International. Once I saw the real video when we had like a real strong wind and they only had like one runway operational. It was runway 25 for departure and arrival. Like you had long queue on the taxiway holding point. But Cairns, I need to backtrack the runway 15. So once I'm at the holding point, I should talk to tower before going on to the runway for backtracking. Sky is quite dark, overcast cloud. Okay. Usually they ask me to speak to tower, but somehow it didn't happen. Anyway, I changed my frequency to tower. Request departure.
Bonza 1606, holding short, runway 15.
Bonza 1606, Cairns Tower. Wind 175 at Niner. Fly heading 150, runway 15, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 150, runway 15, cleared for takeoff. Bonza 1606.
They haven't given me any backtrack. Maybe the runway is long enough for me to take off from here, but I'll just backtrack the runway, even though the tower didn't tell me to. Because that's what all the AI airplanes did. They all backtrack. So while I'm backtracking, I've got my position light on strobe. Anti-collision light is still on. I can turn back that auto throttle arm. Turn on the TFC. and we can change the transponder to alt, and I've got the landing lights on, so I just have to start the timer. And I don't even know which way they turn in real life. I mean, sitting at the left hand side, like a left turn, seems natural to me, but if pilots do something else, maybe you can let me know. Oh, funny, the other aircraft entered the runway to backtrack. Stupid AIs. Sometimes they block my taxiway and I just have to go through them. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know whether that traffic is generated by beyond ATC. I'm pretty sure it is, but I haven't heard them talking to the ATC. So, but I turned all the default Microsoft traffic off, so I don't know which program is generating the traffic. But we pretend that he doesn't exist, otherwise we just get stuck, both of us, here forever. So our takeoff clearance was given already. Everything's good for takeoff. Have the brake on, increase power, let go, and use rudder. Okay. Okay, 80 knots, so we are committed. Actually B1. B1 and rotate is the same, so.
V1.
Okay, positive rate of climb, gear up.
Bonzo 1606, contact Cairns departure 126.1.
Contact Cairns departure 126.1. Bonzo 1606. Cairns departure, Bonzo 1606, 1,700 feet. Bonzo 1606, Cairns departure. Good morning. Identified. Climb to flight level 170. Climb to flight level 170, Bonzo 1606.
Okay, I'm clear to...
Bonzo 1606, turn left, heading 135.
Okay, left to 1.
Turn left, heading 135, Bonzo 1606.
Flight level 170. All set. Turn the autopilot on. Oh yeah, it's a gloomy day. Wouldn't mind doing some approach and landing in IMC conditions, but I mean, I had rainy days here and there, but every time I did manual landing, visual approach, even my speed is going up, so I have to retract my flap, and I can turn the auto brake to off and all the starter switch to off, landing gear in an off position, and I can turn off these lights. Maybe I turn the wing light on, lower light on, since we're in an IM station.
All aircraft be advised information like now current. QNH1017.
I don't know why pedal head was not turned on, but turn on the pedal head. Everything else looks
Bonza
okay.
1606. Cleared direct BODAP. Resume own navigation.
Okay, we are clear to BODAP, so I'll just change my
Roger.
waypoint.
We'll head direct BODAP, then resume own navigation Bonza 1606. Thanks.
And I can turn the LNAV on. Flight direct BODAP. Going above the cloud, I didn't really see flying into the cloud. Was too busy doing something, but I'm above the cloud already. Maybe it wasn't overcast. It looks like a really bad towering cumulus, maybe. Oh, there's a big tower. And how do we turn off this chart? Yeah, I can press home and zoom. Okay. Border is 29 miles away. Would be fun if we do every 6-minute mark. Yeah. We got 60 knots of tailwind. Since we're below 10,000 feet, the maximum speed is 250 knots. But our ground speed is already at 310 because of the tailwind. It's easy to have these numbers given by the aircraft rather than spinning the whiz wheel to find out, or looking at the cruise table to find out. Maybe this is about time. Okay, I'm above 10,000 feet, so change altimeter to standard setting 1013. Pretty much set for the cruise, climb and cruise. So at this time I will increase sim rate to quadruple so I can fly like a fighter jet. What was my final cruise altitude? Flight level 370.
Bonza 1606. Contact Brisbane Centre 127.6. Bye-bye. Centre on 127.6. Bonza 1606. Brisbane Centre, Bonza 1606. Good morning. Through flight level 155 for flight level 170.
Hey, what's that?
Bonza 1606.
Oh.
Brisbane Centre. Good morning.
Plane.
Identified. Climb to flight level 350. Climb to flight level 350. Bonza 1606.
350. Oh, maybe that's what I was approved for. I think so. 350. Okay. Yeah. Is that what I told? Yeah. 350 is correct. I can ask for 370, but we'll just stay 350. And I can zoom out my map a little bit more so I can see what's coming up. Akron.
Bonza 1606.
nice.
Contact Brisbane Centre 120.55. Centre on 120.55. Bonza 1606. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think flying IFR has a lot of reduced workload.
Brisbane Centre,
You have
Bonza
autopilot.
1606. Through flight level 213 for flight level 350.
You don't have to be looking at the map all the time. And also these frequency changes.
Bonza 1606. Brisbane Centre. Identified.
ATC will talk to you to hand you off to the next one, so you know when to change automatically. Not like visual flight, VFR, you have to look at the map, decide where you are, decide what frequency you have to use all the time. But it's all part of learning and fun, I suppose. There's some nice looking coral island features. Wouldn't mind doing some scenic flight.
Bonza 1420. You were assigned flight level 330. I show you at flight level 340. Descend to flight level 330.
That's my company pilot.
Roger. Descend to flight level 330. Bonza 1420.
Yeah, on our right we should be passing Townsville. I think there is Townsville. Cairns and Townsville have like mountains near the aircraft, so you have to be careful. Stick to all the restrictions on a approach chart. Otherwise, we get into trouble. I think the flight computer's climb profile is, I think it's because it's on economy. It climbs a lot slower. I think in real life, like after 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more than 10 minutes, you'll be at the cruising level. See, right now, we're climbing at like 500 feet per minute. I can look at the climb page. Yeah, active econ climb. Power's at 96.8 N1, which is there. Target speed is 292, exactly there. Mach 0.773. Flying at 0.765. We have 59 knots of the wind, crosswind coming from the right. Looks like the aircraft is applying 15 degrees of drift to the right.
Bonza 1606. Contact Brisbane Centre 135.5. Contact Brisbane Centre 135.5.
Yep,
Bonza 1606.
Purple is your heading, and
Brisbane Centre, Bonza 1606.
inverse
Good
triangle
day. Through flight
is
level
your
311 for flight level 350.
track, and 143 is
Bonza 1606, Brisbane Centre, identified.
Looks like we used up all the fuel from the center tank. Yep, it's showing 0, so I turn off the fuel pump just for center tank. And I have, this is in pound, 8,500 pounds on my left tank, and have 8,560. I'll just turn the crossfeed on, and I mean it's a small amount, but I can balance that out too, because APU only use the fuel from the left. You usually have less fuel on the left tank, more fuel on the right tank.
Bonza 1606. Contact Brisbane
So
Centre
right now I have
133.2.
70
Centre on
pound
133.2.
difference
Bonza
between the two.
1606.
So I can turn off the left fuel pump
Brisbane
and
Centre, Bonza 1606.
let
Crossing
it
flight level
use-
332 for flight level 350
Okay.
direct Cocker.
Okay. Yeah. If
Bonza 1606,
I'm
Brisbane
happy,
Centre,
I
radar
can turn
contact.
off the cross feed. So the left tank will feed the left engine, and right tank will feed the right engine. The balance is close. 10 pounds. Look at the scenery outside. I'm flying at 4 times time, but you don't really feel the speed. Like when I do the approach on a normal, say 180 knots or 200 knots, whatever, I feel like I'm flying slower than my Warrior. Okay, now we are like inland, maybe 40% of our route. I can bring up Navigraph charts here, so I can entertain you. This will give me so much lag in VR, but this has the telemetry on the bottom that we can keep looking. We can hide this. Yep, so we are on airway Yankee 177 right now. Our indicated airspeed is 265, altitude flight level 350, magnetic heading 152,
10606. Contact Brisbane Centre
GPS track
128.55.
152, destination
Center
still
on
have
128.55. Bonza 1606.
430 nautical miles to go. Transponder code
Brisbane Centre,
is
Bonza
this.
1606. Flight level 350.
My co-pilot is busy talking to the ATC.
Bonza 1606. Brisbane Centre identified.
Our top of descent will be after Vesper. Sometimes these flight computers have like a funny descent profile, and sometimes I have to do like a hold at a certain point to lose the altitude. A lot of times I had to do the slip to get down without gaining too much speed. I suppose I can better manage it, like entering manual numbers into the FMC, but I'm just too lazy to do that. Let's see, let's hope everything is good. In the meantime, what I can do is
Bonza 1606. Contact Brisbane Centre 119.55. Have a good day.
Contact Brisbane Centre 119.55. Bonza 1606.
Yeah, even call sign in Australia we say Bonza 166.
Brisbane Centre, Bonza 1606. Good day. Flight level 350.
Bonza 1606. Brisbane Centre. Radar contact.
Identified. Radar contact. Forecast. I can load the wind forecast on the request, and it will load all the wind information into the computer to work out the descent profile. Okay, I got that. Now I can also choose the approach profile, the configuration in advance. I'm gonna use 30 degrees of flap. So my BREF will be 152. So good. Go back to the cruise or descend. I can press this descend now button to start descending. I don't exactly know. On Airbus, if you have low number in MCP, like a low altitude, it will automatically descend at the top of descent. Actually, there is like a button you can press to arm it or whatever. I can't remember exactly. But on Boeing, I used to descend earlier than calculated top of descent. But even if I put like 10,000 feet in altitude, I never seen it automatically start descending unless I tell it to descend. I have to do some research what really need to happen. Like I said, we still have 120 miles, maybe more than that, 120, maybe 200 miles before we start descending. Flying towards Rurox. 20 miles to go. If you really zoom in, you can see all the airspace borderlines and stuff like that. Anything is in VR, it's really laggy. This is another like a disadvantage flying in VR. I mean, if you use monitor and if you use a second monitor, you can have all these programs like on different monitors, look at it all the time without causing too much problems on the performance. But I can't give up this 3D look. See my throttle quadrant, it's all in 3D, not flat, nothing's flat. I usually be in a flat monitor mode for the cruise and do something else like watch YouTube on a different screen or whatever, but because I'm streaming, I'm just trying to stay in the cockpit. I think my Vion ATC has killed itself rather than that's okay, at least my simulator, it didn't kill my simulator, it just killed itself, so it's quiet from now on. We don't have default ATC. I'm not gonna turn on default ATC because that's useless. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I forgot. Not that anyone's typing anything, but I forgot to have the YouTube chat screen in my stream. So I might just sort that out. It would be fun if I have like 1 or 2 guys keeping me a company, chatting, talking. Anyway, let's copy this, paste. One thing it really annoys me is how I have to set this one up every stream. I have to set it up again and again and again. Okay, where is that chat screen in the, okay, it's right in front of me. I can move it away somewhere there, and I can change. Okay, I suppose I can have it a little bit closer than that. Which one is it? This one. Oh, that's nice. Right in the A pillar. Okay, left. Okay, it's good. Type in hi if you're watching the stream. Keep me a company. And we can piss this beyond ATC screen off because it died. Oh no! Oh, I thought my simulator was going to die for a sec. There is another ATC program called Say Intentions AI. I heard it's really good. it can do VFR flights as well, but I haven't tried it. Gives you, I don't know how long, 1 week or 24-hour trial, whatever. But I believe, I don't know whether it's US or Australian. It's like $200 a year to use. I'm a keen simulator guy, but only reason I bought Beyond ATC, I don't know how much I paid for it, like $40, $50 or something, and that was once off. So I paid that, you know. It's in early access, so I'm sure they'll keep improving. Say intentions, you have to pay for subscriptions. I'm already paying like $100 or more for the Navigraph stuff, you know, and it just keeps going up and up and up. Everyone's changing to a subscription model to get have the money rolling in all the time. Which sucks, you know. If it was just once off, even if it asked me to pay, say, oh, what's happening here? Why have I lost all the airspeed? Wow, so much tailwind. But oh my god, this is what happened. Yep, I should have been descending because the Beyond ATC crashed and I got carried away looking at other screens and stuff. I went beyond my descent profile, so I had to choose level change. Okay, and let's start descending. So I don't know what's really happened. Did aircraft slow down? I think that's what happened. Auto throttle slowed down the aircraft, but I wasn't losing any altitude, so I was flying at the same altitude slower. That's why my speed gone closer to the speed buffet. This is big problem. I might have to hold it over the Brisbane VOR for long time, because if I look at the legs, FMC legs, I was meant to be at flight level 190 at Brisbane VOR, but now I'm like 30 miles away, but I'm at flight level 330, so way too high. Anyways, that's what happens. You get carried away doing something else. I was trying to get the chest screen up, which I should have done before the flight, but nothing too biggie. I'm just playing a game, so everything is forgiven. I'm 9 miles away from Brisbane. See, I'll be flying over Brisbane airport for long time, losing altitude, scaring everyone at the terminal. What the F is this guy doing? But that's all part of fun. Unfortunately, we won't be able to listen to Gold Coast 80s because I've turned the default Microsoft ATC off to use Beyond ATC. So we'll just pretend the weather hasn't changed, stayed the same when we started the flight. also, because I can get into menu and change that, but I don't want to pause. I think I get penalty for pausing the simulation. I can use a time acceleration without any penalty, but if I pause the simulator, again, I think I lose points. Okay, now the computer started doing the perfect racetrack on Brisbane VOR. Yeah, flying the horse track manually would be fun. You know, I wouldn't mind trying it some other time. What's happened? I can't turn the knob. A lot of stuff went wrong. Oh my god. I can't change these dials anymore. This one works, but what happened here? Oh, turned. What? Net frequency disagree. One 0.5. Yeah, that is correct. Something's weird. These dials don't turn. I have to click. What? Oh, yep. Something weird happened. I could freely turn these, but let's get down to 10,000. Maybe I can. Oh, my speed is already down to 40. It's meant to be doing 220, so I'll just slow down to 220 again and reduce this to somewhere there. The VS setting because I want to descend faster. 2,500 feet. I might need flaps. I might need a speed brake as well. Yep, we're not speeding up anymore. So I'm descending 2,500 feet per minute, and I need to lose like 15,000. So it's gonna take like 6 minutes. Maybe I use I love using time compression. I get bored sitting here doing nothing. I just use 2 times. Man, this knob works perfect. My knob works. Why is my knob not moving? My co-pilot's one works perfect. Oh, now I'm at the level I was meant to be at Brisbane, so I can exit the hold. Just hold, execute, and it will exit the hold. Maybe I don't want to descend as fast anymore. Say, I want to be lower than what the flight computer says, because usually I find it's too steep most of the time, so it doesn't hurt to be lower than what the flight computer says. So I just need to be at 2,500, above 2,500 at airport. So Como 5,500. I still got what, 54 miles to go after Brisbane, and so I have 60, 54, 70, about 70 miles to lose 1,200 feet, which is plenty of distance. So I don't have to descend as fast anymore. As long as I'm below flight level 190 at Brisbane, which I will be, everything is good. See if I can turn off the speed brake and maintain the speed. I should be able to, because I'm not descending as fast. And let's get the landing lights on. Everything else is good. Wow, so many different airways out of Brisbane VOR. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 airways. Probably the same thing happens above Sydney VOR. Okay, I'm turning left. Just past the Brisbane VOR, flying towards Dunny. Get there in 14 miles. The time wise, like 3 minutes, but I'm doing 2 times compression, so this VR cable annoys the hell out of me all the time, gets caught everywhere around my chair, stopping my neck from moving. Mm, 17 knots crosswind. Okay, since I have my speed is below 250, I suppose I can continue descending to 2500. Obviously, if you had ATC, would clear for approach and then tell you to descend to whatever level, usually 5,000, 6,000. I don't know what's the procedure in Brisbane. I think Sydney, always you assign 6,000, if I remember it correctly. I had to read the standard operation procedures at Sydney airport or different airports around Australia to get my student 1 rating on BESSIM. I passed the exam, but they haven't organized a training session. Might have to wait a long time, I think. Last time I checked, my queue was like at number 90. I can't remember exactly, but I think I had controller 1 rating back in the days. Wasn't that hard when they first started. You just have to, show them a little bit that you know, and then they give you the rating. But I've lost my controller ID, no way of recovering it from anywhere, so I had to start new. And now because they've been old, they had the organization running for a long time, everything's really well set up and stuff, so it became harder to become a controller on a BESSIM network. I just want to get a student 1, student 2 rating, so I can take the position of tower at Bankstown. Otherwise, on first student rating, you can only do the, I don't know whether you can be ground. Maybe you can only do the delivery, so you just have to do the IFR clearance all the time at a busy airport. Might be okay, because they have a different software for controllers, like a radar. Obviously you have radar, and then have a flight strips that you need to assign a different seat, altitude, stuff like that. So there's a bit of learning process involved. Need to be at 5,000 at Como, 10 miles to go, and I'm at 8,000, so I'll increase my rate of descent a bit. I think my approach profile is it marked up? I see too many lines, too many funny lines everywhere. It is. Why is it doing this funny? Ah well, it's funny. Why? I think it's programmed really weirdly. I suppose it's too late to change now. I'll just fly. So it's doing 180 degrees and then doing a teardrop entry into the joint to intercept the final. So I do 180 here, and fly outbound on a runway heading.
Traffic. Traffic.
Well, of course you're gonna run into traffic if you're flying fucking totally opposite to the aircraft that's trying to land. This program may be weird anyway. So we are intercepted the final leg, but on outbound. So after passing this fix at 2500, we're gonna turn to intercept the same radio on inbound. Yeah, I think we're doing the Gold Coast scenic flight. We can look at the Gold Coast CBD, all the tall buildings, beaches. Where's the Dream World? Been to Gold Coast? I don't know. Forgot how many times, maybe 3, 4 times. But I think last time I was at Gold Coast is probably 20 something years. Okay, we need to slow down the aircraft a little bit because I only have 11. I'm only 11 miles away from the airport. Let's lower the gear, otherwise the aircraft's gonna scream. Constant beep. And I want to turn off the auto throttle. I want to do it manually. But what are you trying to say? And add flaps. And disconnect the autopilot. Okay. We are on like a 30-degree intercept angle.
2500.
I think I'm too low, so I just maintain my altitude for a bit. I can sort of see where the runway is. Why is it showing that I'm too high? No, I don't think I'm too high. I can see the runway. I'll have to keep descending. Yep, there's a runway. I have to turn left to intercept. It's a bit of hilly area before on the approach path. Okay, increase flaps. I have to slow down more. Okay, Yeah, I can see the peppy lights, they're all white. Another notch of flap. Flaps at 30, my approach configuration. The wind, I got 22, pretty much headwind. Yeah, the peppy light's not changing, but I don't think I'm too high. Something's wrong. Doesn't look like I'm too high.
Sink rate.
Almost I'm coming too low. Maybe I can't trust that.
Approaching minimums.
I can't trust that peppy. No, peppy light's good. Okay. Oh, that buffet.
Minimums.
I haven't got it stabilized for yet.
300.
Yeah, okay.
200.
Okay.
100. 50. 30.
Strong. The crosswind. Really strong. What the fuck? I'm still pretty fast. Ah, I haven't set the auto brake. Stupid. Anyway, had to use the whole length of runway to slow down, but it's okay. Retract the flaps, retract the speed brake, and we can turn off the landing light, turn the taxi light on, and transponder can go standby, and position light to steady. Okay, and we can turn off TFC. Should be talking to the ground, but since we don't have ATS, we'll just taxi back to wherever we see fit and park it. I can get the arrival and charts, Gold Coast, airport info. Yep. Right now I'm on taxiway Charlie, and domestic international terminal is just a combined terminal. That's on our right, 2 o'clock. So I'll turn right out the Delta, and we don't have any other traffic, so I'll just park wherever I want to. Not sure whether I've got the proper scenery installed. I think this looks like a default Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery. Not sure whether I have the Gold Coast scenery or not, but I used to have everything in the community folder, running everything at the same time. And then I found this program that you can select and choose to run part of the scenery, which I have done, and it reduced my loading time like a big time. But sometimes I get like I forgot to enable some of those scenery, so like now I'm not sure whether I have the Gold Coast scenery. I think I have, but obviously I forgot to enable it, so I'm just flying the default scenery. But like to me, I don't really care about how it looks. If the airport looks a little bit different, as long as I have the runway to land on and I can fly it, I'm happy, you know. I have the Bankstown scenery running, and it's really good because I can compare that in real life. But because I haven't flown into Gold Coast Airport in real life, I don't really care, you know, what looks different, and I don't even know whether they look different or not. So anyway, we're here. Too much mumbling. I should have turned the taxi light off before I turn into the gate, but that's that. I should have had APU running well before as well. That's what you get for chit-chatting not working. Let's wait till I get the okay. They came alive, so APU bleed. You know, I don't really need to run APU and keep the electricity going anyway. I can either use ground power or just turn the aircraft off completely. Come on, hurry up. Okay, that's on APU already. So, and we can turn off the parking brake on. Can turn the fuel switches off. And flick the switch. Okay, I can turn the fuel pump off and only leave the left forward to run the APU. Anyway, that's about it. We can connect the ground power, put the wheel choke, press ground power, and we can do. And ground power is connected, so I can flip the switch and turn APU off. And I'm using ground power. Alright, that was a flight from Cairns to Brisbane. No, not Brisbane, Gold Coast. And I'll stop the stream. Grab myself a cup of coffee or something. Alright, okay, see you next time.